Right from the first second, tension is off the charts. Alan is just walking down the street, minding his own business, and suddenly we're thrown into what can only be described as one of the most absurd stops you'll ever see. Officers claim he's giving evils. Eyes, that's right. A look, a stare, a vibe. And that's apparently enough to justify handcuffs and detention. But what really happens next is bigger than this one stop. It's a clash of authority versus accountability. Stick around, because we're about to see how feelings replace facts, and how quickly ordinary rights can vanish when policing relies on gut instinct over law.
5 of the European Convention of Human Rights.
We're going to handcuff you for a minute.
For what reason?
Right.
Hey, what grounds?
Give me a second.
What grounds?
Just give us a second.
I want grounds.
Listen, we'll explain all that in a second. So at this moment in time, you
Hey,
listen,
relax.
Listen,
Oi, relax. You relax.
Sir, just listen to me.
Yeah,
right?
I'm listening.
Okay. So at this moment, you've been detained for the purpose of search.
On what grounds?
And that's what we're going to
If you give me a chance, I'll explain it.
So
you should have
explain what he needs to explain.
Okay.
However, it's really important that you don't interrupt him and let him finish.
I'm going to let him finish.
But one thing I just want to add is at this moment in time, you're obviously detained. Well, explain why you're detained.
You should have done that before. No. Human rights. It's very clear.
Can I explain something to you? We're entitled and able to say you are detained for the purpose of search.
Under what
which is
grounds?
what we've done, and that's what we're about to explain.
Okay, tell me.
Okay.
Don't use any cagey nonsense.
I'm not going to say cagey.
I will remind you.
Be quiet for a minute. I'll explain it.
And obviously, we've used force temporarily due to your demeanour. And you've got handcuffs on you. Okay. Until the search is completed,
right? Well, I don't
consent. You're free to leave.
I do not consent.
Okay, I appreciate that.
To any searches or seizures.
Oh,
it does. You have no grounds here.
Unfortunately, you don't have to. Okay. Right.
Now, here's where it gets legally juicy. Under Section 1 of PACE, officers need reasonable and objective grounds to stop and search someone. Not a vibe. Not a mean look. And certainly not what they're calling fiddling around in a shop. Yet, Alan is detained while officers delay explaining their grounds. That delay? Illegal under Code A, designed specifically to protect citizens from arbitrary searches. Imagine being handcuffed first, and only later they try to justify it. This flips due process on its head. It's a real-world example of why knowledge of your rights isn't optional, it's essential.
Evils anyway.
Right, listen.
Can you go to the CPS with I was giving him evils?
You can actually.
Can you?
Yeah.
And what would that amount to?
Do you want to let me explain the grounds then?
Carry on.
Okay. You go into the shop, you see him fiddling around.
Fiddling around?
Yeah.
I went in there for to do my business.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you from my point of view, fella.
I don't want your point of view unless it adds up to the grounds.
My point of view is very, very important.
Gives you the authority to detain me.
Yeah. Can I explain to me? Okay.
You seem to be the sensible one here.
We're both very sensible.
Okay.
My colleague is
you don't need to told me.
Right?
You don't need to do that.
So first of all, do you mind if I grab a first name from you?
Like I said, I won't be providing any details.
Right.
There is no search outside Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act that gives me the authority or you the authority to ask me.
And here's the kicker. Demeanor becomes the crime. Alan's calm questioning is twisted into resisting. His assertiveness? Labeled hostile. Suddenly, verbal pushback equals aggression. This isn't policing. It's control theater. How would you react if simply asking questions got you handcuffed? Would you comply quietly or insist on your rights? This scene shows just how thin the line is between lawful authority and overreach when officers prioritize feelings over facts.
Grounds, sir. Reasonable grounds.
So as my colleague trying to explain to you, we have detained for the purpose of search. The grounds are in which, when you've walked down this road, you have been eyeballing our vehicle, you've been staring at us, and in our opinion, you seem to be paying a lot of attention to police.
Sir, your opinion doesn't add up.
Can
you send your opinion
like I said,
to the
CPS?
CPS?
When you've gone into the shop, again, you've appeared to be very... You're sort of wandering around, and almost as if you're potentially up to no good.
I was putting this on.
And that's fair enough.
That's
fair enough. I'm talking about our perception.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's one of the grounds why we've stopped you.
You don't have grounds.
You've come out after looking slightly suspicious, and we've perhaps thought, are you shoplifting? We're not sure.
Feelings and thoughts.
Again, our suspicions are up here.
Yeah.
We've come and spoke to you. You've been very anti-police. You're not willing to engage.
No, what I've done is I've exercised my absolute right.
You don't want to give any names.
My absolute right. I am not obliged to give you any details under any search power outside Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act.
Quite simply to see if you've got anything on you that might be to do with shoplifting.
So we got feelings.
Notice the loop here. Alan refuses to give details. The officer circles back, asking again. This isn't conversation, it's psychological pressure. Repetition as a tactic to wear someone down, make them slip, or self-incriminate. Either sloppy listening or deliberate manipulation. Either way, it's a textbook example of coercion in the field. Law isn't about who can talk longer, it's about who's right. And Alan? He's standing his ground with impressive composure, highlighting just how weak the officer's legal footing really is.
That hard. You don't have to do it.
Because of your mannerism.
Right, just relax.
I'm relaxed.
My mannerism. This is an unlawful detention by Section 5 of the Human Rights Act.
Of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act. Okay?
You've got no grounds. You have no grounds.
But you're trying to argue,
gave me your feelings.
We're going to reiterate you're detained. Alright?
You gave me your feelings, that's all.
Can I speak with one of you a minute?
Yeah.
You gave me your feelings and that was all. Who's the OIC here? Oi, are you the OIC? Are you the OIC here?
Can you hold that?
Sergeant, thank you. Maybe get some reason here. Sir, I'm being detained without grounds. And I'm being searched without grounds, except his feelings and his thoughts. And via the Human Rights Act, Section 5, this is an unlawful detention.
Have the officers given you the details of why?
They gave me their grounds. He gave me his feelings and he gave me his thoughts. I didn't give any grounds.
We have given grounds.
He gave me his feelings.
Listen, I'm going to do you a little favour. It's all on body worn anyway.
Right, good. I'll be getting that access information request.
Listen, maybe if you ask the officer to repeat it.
Here's the dangerous part. Alan's fiddling was adjusting a mask, completely normal. But in the officer's mind, perception trumps proof. Fidgeting, looking around, normal human behavior. It's criminalized. Under PACE, reasonable suspicion must be grounded in fact, not feelings. This encounter underscores a critical lesson. If gut instinct replaces evidence, every everyday action becomes a potential offense. Alan's calm insistence on legal protections exposes how fragile our rights are when perception overrides proof.
Okay, well, let's have it in. Can you repeat it before you carry on?
Can I put this back in your pocket first?
Because,
sir, I am being detained unlawfully. My human right is being contravened here. Section 5. Not section, Article 5.
Article 5,
yeah, okay, Article.
I understand all of what you're saying, but let the officer explain again.
Okay, are you listening?
I'm listening.
Sergeant, because I'm relying on you to be impartial here.
I'm listening.
Right, fine. Can you give me your...
Can I put these back in your pocket first?
You can do. It's up to you.
Right.
Okay, lady, you can relax, okay? You can relax. I'm not running anywhere. I'm an old fart. There's about how many of you? You can relax. You can relax.
I am relaxed.
No, you are not. Anyone filming this?
We're filming it, don't worry.
Search, I didn't hear the grounds.
No, can you give him the grounds?
I have said.
He hasn't got on.
Are you going to listen to me?
While you're shouting at me, I can't hear a thing. So maybe let him repeat his grounds.
What? Can you repeat them?
Yes. We see
let
you.
him say the whole thing and don't interfere.
I'll say nothing.
Okay.
You're nice.
You're not listening, are you? You're talking
right,
to me.
Okay, All right, okay.
You've appeared to be concealing yourself in the shop whilst you appear to be fiddling about with things, okay? We've come over to have a chat.
And let's talk about the real backbone here. Article 5 of the European Convention on Human Rights. Alan is literally quoting the law. The right to liberty, protection against arbitrary detention. But the officers dismiss it like he's making a scene. Imagine invoking your legal rights precisely as written and being ignored. This isn't drama. This is a stark warning about what can happen when law enforcement ignores legal limits in favor of gut feelings and control. Interview.
Can I take his cuffs off now?
You can do.
Okay.
You should have taken them off 5 minutes ago.
Well, not while you're behaving the way you are.
Listen, sir, I am being denied my liberty and freedom, my right to locomotion, because this lot have had a little feeling in their tummy that something went on. For the record, I will not be providing any details.
Okay, well, you haven't got to. No one's asked you to.
He did, and he did.
They've asked you for them, and you've refused them, and that's fine.
Well, why would they ask me when it's going to say on your ticket that you're going to give me that I'm not obliged to?
Well, we can't give you anything because we don't know who to give it to.
You just searched me. You just detained me. I want a slip.
Listen. Bishopsgate Police Station, which is where we're from. You can go to Bishopsgate Police Station. There will be a record made of it. However, we can't. You're not giving us any details, so we can't send you anything, can we?
No, sir. It says on the slip. I'm not obliged to provide any details.
But if you want us to give you some details of it, we can't give them to you. We can't do it right now.
Right.
Listen, So you can come to the police station, give us a day or so to get them all on the system, then you can come and collect a copy.
Sure.
You can say the date, time, place.
Right.
Constable Minnerby.
Right, I've got his number, and you.
Yeah.
And you. I've got it, don't worry, I've got a photographic memory. And you.
So, I'm telling you, Bishopsgate Police Station, my colleague will give you the address.
I'm taking your details, you're the OIC here.
Well, I'm the sergeant, I'm not OIC. I've not had anything to do with this search as such, because I wasn't here for when the grounds were given. It's repeated. I've come over because you seem quite excitable, and I just wanted to...
So let's not, let's not start splitting hairs with terms. I know them.
You're not going
I pay close attention to all your codes of practice. I know.
Good, okay, well, you haven't repeated any of them yet. So
Haven't I? Well, what one do you want to know? Section 1? Yeah. Stolen or prohibited articles, 1984, revised in 2015.
What do you know?
But you have to have grounds.
Yeah,
you have to have known.
The officer gave me
He gave me his feelings. And he gave me grounds.
What are grounds based on?
Facts, information, intelligence.
What he has seen.
It's not what he's seen.
What did you see?
Well, what did he see?
I told you what I saw.
Oh, you're talking nonsense. All right, listen, am I being detained?
No, you can.
You're free to go. See you later.
Thank you, I've been detained. Excuse me, please. Right, no nonsense.
All right, okay, well, again, this is a bit...
Yeah.
So what's the takeaway? Alan's encounter shows how subjective judgment can override due process and how ordinary rights can be pushed aside when officers rely on feelings instead of facts. The key legal lesson. Section 1 of PACE and Article 5 are there to protect citizens, but only if we insist on them. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom and policing breakdowns. Your rights deserve attention, and knowledge is power.